Let's take the morning off.
Huh? Wait, look over there.
A card.
It's one of Linny's cards.
Did he just sneak into her? It's been a while since we've contacted him.
Let Paimon see what's written on it. Maybe you haven't heard, but today is the monthly free day. Everyone has the day off today, which makes it the perfect time to do some investigating.
Alright.
It's been a while since we last talked. Have you been making any progress lately? Let's meet at our usual spot in the factory area before lunchtime. I have new information. Ooh, today's our lucky day. We have the day off. From the sound of it, Lenny's been making progress with his investigation. Wonder what he's discovered. We still have some time before we meet up. Let's talk with the people here for a bit more before we go.
I'm Quisto, and this is
Quisto.
Lavaroom. People usually call us the Bombshell Bros, but don't worry.
Bombshell
We're not playing
Bros.
with bombs or anything. It's just that our information is always so explosive, and we blow minds on the regular.
I like
So,
that.
You two really like to gossip?
But did you know that Churia was a talented researcher from the Fontaine Research Institute before he came here? There's no denying that.
I don't care if he was a researcher that could turn dirt into Mora. Once you're in the fortress of Meripede, you're just another inmate like everybody else.
Ah, interesting. According to Quisto, a person named Jury frequents the infirmary. I should take a note of that.
Speaking of which, the last time I saw him, he was passing by in the corridor with Lorvine. I also heard they started arguing in the library and got into a fight, right? Guess that's just how terrible of a guy he is.
You mean he hit a woman? Wow, I never imagined he was that bad.
You hit a woman?
But that Lorvine's also quite the odd one, you know? She's always gabbing away, got into a fight with a man, and she also got sent to the infirmary. Come to think of it, I always see her going to the sick bay every couple of days too.
Huh.
Wait a second. You don't think?
Do you think it could be that they're secretly meeting there to go on dates?
Oh my god, this is
but
the
it's
scoop.
really hard to imagine.
After all, I do remember seeing Lorvine beat Juria to a pulp that one time. And we might be overthinking things.
Why is this important to me? I'm about to leave and look for child.
How cool would it be if the whole world was destroyed by a giant flood and everyone had to start over from nothing?
What?
What kind of filthy bilgewater are you spewing? I have family up there. You best shut your sewer hole with talk like that. Listen, things ain't so great on the surface, but who says that you have to leave? I've heard that you can still stay here and work even after you've served your sentence. Not bad if you ask me. Who wants to live in the ruddy overworld anyway?
Didn't you just say you have family up there?
Maybe you could start by telling us newcomers some stories about this place.
Did you know that the Duke was also a convict in the fortress of Meripede before?
Huh? Wait, are you serious?
What do you mean?
That's right. The Duke was an inmate just like you and me. Seems he was exiled here for committing some crime. Who knows how he ended up rising up to become the warden, though.
That's... what? How do you become a warden after that? Is that real?
To go from an ordinary inmate to becoming the manager of the whole place? I'm not gonna lie, I kinda respect that.
That is... you know what? Respect. By the way, do you happen to know anything about a forbidden zone?
A forbidden zone? Sounds like something that someone just made up. I've never heard of that.
Linny, what are you doing over there? Don't fall, please.
Huh?
Hi.
That look in your eyes. You found something?
A little something, yeah.
Hey, this is no time to be modest. Just tell him we found a boatload of information.
Shut the fuck up, Paimon!
Oh, as expected of the legendary duo, you
Legendary, you
have my full
say?
and undivided attention.
Oh, okay. Fine.
I'd have never guessed that myself. The rumors swirling about this place are unreliable after all. And
course.
Master Child probably went missing because he found a way out.
I don't think you found a way out.
He is a harbinger after all. I suppose he's much more resourceful than I initially gave him credit for.
How dare you underestimate him? Anyway, I don't think he's out.
Unfortunately, this isn't enough for our final report to Father. We need to find out Master Child's exact whereabouts. Father
how?
told me that even though Master Child said he was just coming to Fontaine for a vacation, he actually had some personal reasons.
He did.
His agenda might be linked to his disappearance.
It is, but he doesn't have to know that. The most important thing right now is to catch up to him.
His escape route is already flooded, so we'll have to task someone with professional diving skills to chase after him.
Like your brother.
Well, when you put it that way, it's obvious that only Fremine would be up to the task. To find out more information, Fremine will have to retrace Master Child's original route. And if he's to do that, he'll have to set out on the next pipe cleaning day at the earliest. That's 6 days from now.
6 days.
And after that, he'll probably take another 2 or 3 days to return.
Really? 9 days.
Oh,
okay.
and there's just one last thing we'd like your help with.
What is it?
Though we can just sit back and wait for Fremine's report on Master Child's whereabouts, we still need to make more progress on the investigation of the Forbidden Zone. Fremine's no master of disguise. Lynette's still working on getting intel from the other areas, and I'll need to spend some time helping Fremine prepare for his diving mission. So, you are the only ones we can count on.
Fair enough.
What do you want us to do? Will it be hard?
Well, I won't call it easy per se, but I think you'll be able to pull it off. Listen carefully. You'll need to find an excuse to get into the infirmary and investigate the room and environs. You've mentioned several sketchy-looking people always meeting at the infirmary earlier, so it probably has something to do with the secret we're hoping to uncover. You've already met the head nurse, so she'll be less suspicious of you. Investigate the internal structure of the infirmary and any active dealings within, and
Okay.
pass those on to me alongside anything else you're able to discover.
If you recall correctly, the potion is the result of a failed attempt in alchemy. Yikes.
Someone, please help! She's sick!
Oh, are you okay?
No.
Oh my! What's wrong, little one? There's no need to panic. Take a deep breath before you begin. The traveler started complaining of a stomachache, and then nausea, and then collapsed onto the ground. Paimon doesn't know what to do! Freezing limbs, twitching fingers, and pale complexion? Could it be poison? Let me take a look. Please, lie down over here.
My stomach really hurts.
Don't worry, I'll get you to the bed safely. I think you just ate something that disagreed with you. That's all. Nothing too serious. Outside of a pretty bad stomachache when it decides to act up. So that's what it is. Thank goodness it's not anything more serious. And there have been other inmates complaining about the food recently. I'll inform our head chef, Mr. Wolsey, of this problem as soon as possible.
Oh no.
Congratulations! The health risk is incredibly low, so you should recover within a couple days. Why don't you take a rest here while I go get some medicine for you? Miss Levine, I'll have to trouble you to help me look after this new patient while I'm gone.
Very well.
And she hopped away just like that.
Phew, this infiltration mission is going much more smoothly than I imagined. Next, there's only 2 people left in the room. Sigewinne just called the woman Lorvine, so that has to be one of those frequent visitors to the infirmary I've heard of before. Would that mean that the man next to her is Chiru then?
Hello. So how are you feeling now?
Still not great. I can't keep staring at her. It'll draw unwanted attention. That guy also seems to have noticed. Now he's looking at my direction too.
Her stomach ache's really bad. She was stumbling about the whole way here, so Paimon's really worried.
If Miss Sigewinne says it's not a serious problem, then there's no need to worry.
We've been sick a while. I come back every once in a while for checkups, and to pick up the medicines Miss Sigewinne prescribes for us. That's just the nature of chronic illnesses. As for her, you could say she fancies herself as Miss Sigewinne's capable helper because she learned a bit of medical knowledge ages ago.
Please watch your mouth, Mr. Jurier. Don't forget that you are the primary reason I have frequent heart palpitations.
Hey, don't start arguing now. Please, keep it civil at least.
They still seem to have a pretty terrible relationship and only ran into each other because they came here to pick up their meds at the same time. But outside of the two of them. There's nothing suspicious inside the room. Other files on the table appear to be patient records, and while there's a box, I can't check it out right now. Oh, there also aren't that many furnishings on the wall. Wait. There seems to be a movable hatch on the ground over there.
Hey! Hey! There's no need to fight!
Anyway, that was more than enough rest for me, so I'm going to get out of this excessively noisy place. See you later, everyone.
This is a great opportunity for an enemies to lovers, I'm just saying.
He just slowly walked off? Like that?
That's just what he's like.
Oh, you love him, don't you?
I'm sorry you had to see all of that. I'm Lorvine, and that's... Well, his name is Jurier, but I hope you'll never have cause to remember his name.
You really can't stand him, huh?
I mean, can you blame me? Who would like someone who's as arrogant and obsessed with weird research topics as he is?
Here, this should be 2 days' worth of medicine for you. Take 1 pill now, and then continue your bed rest.
You take the stomachache pill that Sijwin gave you.
Miss Lorvine, I left in a bit of a hurry just now. Do you still remember if we discussed the color of the pill that you should be taking today?
I remember. You said it should be yellow.
Did I talk about that before we walked in? Why don't I remember?
Yellow, huh? I understand. These are yours.
This is
Please,
some code
make sure
type of
to go to
shit.
bed early after taking them tonight. You'll benefit from a good night's sleep.
All right, then I'll also be on my way now.
That was suspicious. What do you mean yellow pills? Sijwin's still looking at me. I should just try to take a nap, like she said.
Oh, you're going to take a nap already? Okay then, you get some rest.
Oh,
We've
hints.
been to lots of places together. She may look a bit under the weather now, but she's actually super strong.
Very true.
Oh, so you're the best of companions. Well, don't worry, she'll recover soon.
Companion. That word brings forth a wave of comfort.
You're awake.
Aww. Oh. Hi.
How do you feel? You slept for a really long time, but we never left.
I feel a lot better. Thank you both.
Well, now you can go back without a worry in the world.
My companion
Remember to take your
Paimon.
meds regularly, and remember bland foods.
I don't get to pick that here.
Thank you, Miss Sijwin. You really are something. To be able to fall asleep like that and even sleep talk the entire time, you scared Paimon half to death.
I sleep talked? Did I say anything I shouldn't have?
No, but you kept mumbling things along the lines of, Pyron, don't take my grilled fish, and put down the Adeptus Temptation now. Paimon talked with Sijwin the entire time you were asleep. She seems like she's just a sincere nurse, and Paimon didn't notice anything unusual in the room. Are you sure we're not going off track with the infirmary?
Are we really off track though? There are still a few weird things about the place. That movable hatch on the ground, as well as the questions Sijwin asked Lorvine. And also, were they really talking about their meds before we walked in?
You really are super thorough. All those tiny little suspicious things that Paimon didn't even pick up on. We've got to give the info to Linny.
This medicine thing I picked up on. The hatch. Traveler's Hall. You managed to find opportunities to write keywords relating to your suspicions on a piece of paper. You managed to slip past the slip to a busy Lynette as she happens to pass by. Wow. We're so smooth. And finally, the promised 9th day arrives. Now what did Fermine find? Where's Child? Is he okay? Please.
We've taken a look at the slip you've sent. Fremine successfully left the grounds via the pipes 2 days ago, and as of last night, Lynette has also infiltrated the infirmary after faking an illness.
Wait, why is she getting involved as well?
You already went above and beyond when you scoped out the infirmary. To put it more bluntly, even if we were to view that as something you did in exchange for Fremine's help, you've already done more than enough. Infiltrating a guarded stronghold is a different kind of job from a one-off investigation. We want to avoid using the same faces over and over and reduce the amount of suspicion that will fall on any given person.
Okay.
Lynette also felt like you have already taken the first step for us, so she should be the one to finish the job.
So that's what Lynette thinks. Oh, Paimon hopes everything's going well for her.
Yeah.
Then, let's go check on Lynette before Fremine returns. If everything went well, then she should be wrapping up her investigation right about now.
Is now really time to go over?
According to my observations, Sigewinne always spends around half an hour away from the infirmary right before lunch.
True.
Lynette knows this as well, so this should be a good time to meet up with her. Lynette should be here right now. Huh.
She's not. Did she go in the hatch?
Strange. Lynette?
As expected, Sigewinne isn't here, but why isn't Lynette here?
Could she have found a lead?
No, Lynette rarely deviates from the plan.
Oh.
We agreed that if she were to make changes on the fly, she'd find a way to let me know. Unless...
Then maybe let's look around.
Let's see if there are any clues around here.
Uh-huh.
We can look while we wait for her. Who knows? Maybe she'll be back soon.
Okay.
I think maybe she went down the hatch, but then if Linny says that she doesn't deviate from the plan normally, then there should be a clue around here.
Generally speaking, the head nurse would then ask her to lie down and rest, while she left to retrieve the medication.
But this bed is still unmade.
Which means either the head nurse didn't return the entire time from when Lynette laid down up until she left the bed, or the nurse intentionally left it this way.
Oh no, that's not a good sign. Oh. What is that? What is the sign?
Ah, this is it! We saw it before!
Wait, this thing? It doesn't look like it's been disguised that well.
Linny leans down close to move.
The space behind it is empty. From its size, I don't think it's an entrance that is meant to be taken apart. There's probably a mechanism around here somewhere. Could Lynette have tried to get inside? But if that's the case, she would have contacted me for sure. Let's look
Did your
around here
sister
for some more
disappear?
clues. Don't panic, just take another look.
Are you telling me not to panic, or are you telling yourself? Look at Linny's face. He's definitely beginning to panic. Don't panic. He probably said that subconsciously more for himself than anything else. That's what I was thinking. Oh, Linny. Where could she be?
You guys, there's a slip of paper over here!
There
A
is.
slip of paper.
It's right over here, and there's a bunch written on it too. It reads, "Out of respect for your usual practices, I'll use a piece of paper or card as the medium to pass on my message. You may consider this as me giving you my best regards."
Huh?
This is...
Is that all?
Is there anything on the back?
The back. This is...
Show me! Now!
What is it? What is it?
That look on your face. Paimon's reading it now. Would you care to guess where Miss Lynette of the Fatui could be right now? No. Could she have... Is she already...
Wriothesley. Did he deliberately leave the infirmary unguarded to use it as bait?
I'm so confused. Where is she?
Wait, you mean he was aware of our goals from the very beginning? But why? We didn't run into any trouble last time, and he also never reached out to us since.
Why would he choose to act during our second infiltration attempt instead of the first?
Yes, that is a crucial question. Wriothesley, he doesn't do anything without a clear goal or reason. So this means he had no concerns about your activities from the very beginning.
But he's concerned about yours?
You're not from the same camp as us. You were sent down here by Nervulet, so you have no conflict of interest with Wriothesley. We're a completely different story, though.
Then why did he only go after Lynette and not you as well?
I'd like to know that, too. Why did he only go after her? Don't
And where
panic.
is she?
Just think everything over. I have to stay calm. This is not like what happened last time. The situation's different now.
Oh no, is he having like flashbacks to when... Oh no. Linny, breathe.
Wait, you're right.
Breathe.
Wait, but that means the fact that Fremine was able to leave the grounds. Could Wriothesley have let him go as well?
But what does he gain by letting Fremine leave like that?
I get it now. I don't. He deliberately made them both disappear.
So he's challenging me and trying to provoke me, I'm sure of it.
Why?
We never should have sent out Fremine. We had to go through all that trouble to find an opening to sneak him around the guards and into the pipe, and we even thought luck was on our side. If Wriothesley let him leave on purpose, then he's probably in a terrible spot now as well.
Oh, Linny.
Lenny's getting more and more panicked. We have to calm him down.
Linny, calm. Breathe.
Don't be like this, Lenny. Fremine wouldn't have left if we hadn't told you about Child. That was our fault.
No. I'm the leader of this operation, and I'm the one responsible for this team. I was the one who failed to protect them.
You don't even know what happened to them.
I'll go talk to Wriothesley.
No.
Hey, don't be reckless. Traveler, please talk some sense into him.
Don't do
I
that.
simply cannot allow Lynette to be abducted again.
I get that, but you don't know what's going on.
I have to go. I'll find a way to get them back.
Linny, come back. Linny! Oh my god.
He's rushed out the door. After him.
I will. What is happening? Siegewin, why are you here? You're suspicious. Why are you smiling?
Right. I feel like we still have some room to make changes on these details.
It's not impossible, but it'll require extensive testing.
Is that so? Very well. Then please be mindful of the time. Huh?
Is someone?
Pack everything up. Whoever's outside is eavesdropping. They'll probably come in once we stop talking. Someone! Please help! She's sick! As expected, they've already found this place. Oh, they are quite sharp. What a delightful turn of events. I like smart people, but I also like playing dumb. I like the feeling of being trusted.
What the fuck?
Oh my! What's wrong, little one? There's no need to panic. Take a deep breath before you
She's
begin.
scary now.
Being able to read human expressions is quite the useful skill.
Is she...
Wait!
Linny!
It's no use. We have to catch up to him.
Linny! I need to stop him before he says anything stupid.
Come out and face me, Wriothesley!
Aren't we at an administrative office space? Why don't you at least try to follow even a couple rules from the fortress's indoor management regulations?
What did you do to my sister?
I ran into the young miss at the infirmary. I'd heard that she was suffering from quite the migraine, so I decided to invite her over for a cup of tea. I do have some teas in my collection that can work wonders against such an illness.
Stop joking around! Where did you take my siblings?
I have also heard that your performances are quite the spectacle. Miss Lynette would sometimes enter a box filled with water, only to emerge the next second from another place altogether. Maybe she'll appear behind you right now if you were to turn your head.
Actually, that would be me.
Is he trying to trick me into turning my head? No, he's probably not looking to attack me right now. All of the hostages are in his hands, and he's even in the mood for small talk. That means Lynette is probably still alive.
Why would he kill her? Can someone explain?
The Fortress of Meripede is a pretty pleasant place. Most people enjoy their lives here. The only ones who act differently are those with personal agendas. It was quite easy to identify your colleagues.
You removed our original members and spread the news of Child's escape so Father would assign our team to come down and investigate. Fremine has also fallen into your hands, right? If you're oh so omnipotent and so in control, why would you need hostages?
One correction. Lynette is in my hands right now, but Fremine is not.
Then where's Fremine?
He's not. What do you really want?
How are they still talking, by the way, without me coming in? Like, I've been running after him for a while now. I feel like I should be coming in already.
Lenny!
Oh, speaking of which.
Oh, wonderful. Everyone is here, so I'll only need to say this once. Thank you so much for cooperating.
Where are Lynette and Fremine?
Eager and to the point, I see. Alas, only Miss Lynette is currently having a cup of the fortress's finest tea.
Is she actually?
Although, as per your original plan, Mr. Fremine should also have returned to the fortress by now. But he has neither shown up within my gates, nor has he been taken into any kind of custody. So where do you think he may be right now?
Is he in the same place as Child?
Wait, you can't mean you locked him outside in the sea?
I closed the fortress's gate to the outside world. That's all.
Fremine's a star diver, so he should be fine, right?
No, we're still here, so he definitely tried to find a way to come back for us. So we can't assume he might have made a break for the surface.
But why would I do this, you may be asking?
Yes, why would you do this? What are you doing?
It's with you, of course. My intel tells me that Mr. Linney is a great magician, so it's only natural for me to want to have some cards of my own when it comes to negotiating. Besides, I do recall you mentioning to Miss Lynette that you've always wanted to have a face-to-face meeting with the Lord of the Fortress of Meripede, regardless of whether it was in a personal or a professional capacity. Well, you got your wish.
What the fuck is wrong with this man? I hate him right now. What is going on?
So, you've been keeping tabs on us before we even set foot in the fortress.
Some of my folks just happened to hear a thing or two, that's all. In any case, I will be straight with you.
Listen, we're supposed to be the criminals here? What are you up to?
I was willing to play dumb and turn a blind eye, so we had a pleasant few days playing games together here. But once you started focusing on the Forbidden Zone, all of that changed. Mr. Linney, the cards are stacked against you right now. Miss Lynette is in my hands, and Mr. Fremenet is still slowly being pickled out there in the brine. You know just as well as I that he cannot last out there forever. You need do but one thing to guarantee their safety. I would like you to contact your superior, and ideally invite her over for a cup of tea with me.
Are you sure you want that though? Cause like, I'm pretty sure that she wants to come down here.
You want to see Father? But why should she bother giving you an audience?
Well, if she cares for the well-being of her dearest children, she should have plenty of motivation to join me for a parents' evening.
Parents' evening?
I've heard that the bonds between the members of the House of the Hearth are like the bonds of family. I don't see why she would refuse.
Why did you think Father sent us to handle the Fortress of Meripede? This place is basically a no-man's land. It wouldn't be fitting for anyone as important as a harbinger like Father to come here in person. Was this the extent of your master plan to get to Father? No matter how much pressure you may put on me, I won't allow you to use us to blackmail her.
Wow.
You people really are difficult to get along with. All I'm asking for is a face-to-face conversation. Does she truly have no interest in the fortress's secret? Mr. Linney, you have one last chance to invite your father here. If you refuse...
Then what? Are you gonna kill Lynette? Like, what do you mean?
Linny!
Why do you have to do this?
Instead of asking why I'm doing this, why don't you try to see things from my perspective for a second?
I'm trying.
From the very beginning, the Fatui has been actively infiltrating my fortress.
I know.
I gave you a warning by cutting off the first few operatives I found, but that only caused you to double down. Had you given up on the fortress then and there, I'd have no reason to want to talk. Mr. Fremenet left the fortress on his own, and Miss Lynette tried to pry out my secrets right in front of me.
So did I.
No matter how you look at it, the responsibility for this falls on you.
I shouldn't ask Father to do anything because of us.
6, 5...
He's counting down like a fucking mad dad.
Wait,
2, 1. Time's up. It really is a shame, Mr. Linney.
Would he kill the Fatui?
Wriothesley!
Negotiations have broken down. Please leave, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for my afternoon tea.
The fuck does that mean? Let Lynette go. Please wait, can we really not talk about this some more?
Yeah, listen to the Traveler. If you can't talk to Linny, can you at least talk to us?
You do realize that I'm only letting you go because of Neuvillette, yes?
What, do you have a crush on him or something?
You're here helping him out, and I've already done my best to stay out of your way.
Wow.
But that doesn't mean you can just do whatever you want. The fortress may be small and remote, but it still has its own set of laws.
I want to say Fremenet and Lynette too.
Then how about this? Those who are capable deserve respect. You've spent quite some time investigating my home turf by now, so why don't you tell me a thing or two about what you found,
Then what?
I'll ask you 3 questions. Answer all of them correctly, and I'll agree to your request. Question 1. Regarding the hidden rules of the production zone, what is the truth behind the one about not being allowed to work for 3 days in a row?
I can't believe he's asking about the hidden rules.
The hidden rule of the production zone.
She got back her
People are not supposed
detective
to work 3
glasses.
days in a row, and if they do, they'll get strange meat in their welfare meal. A At first we thought this strange meat must have something to do with the people who disappeared. But in reality, they were all prepared by Sigewin, the head nurse. She often visits the production zone to observe the workers' health and makes a note of anyone who has worn themselves out after 3 full days of work. Out of her sense of duty as the head nurse, as well as her genuine concern for the workers' health, Sigewin visits the cafeteria right before lunch and cooks an extra dish for those who can use the stamina boost. Sigewin has only the best intentions with her surprise gift and doesn't want anyone to find out about what she does. However, unfortunately, Melazines as a race perceive the world differently from humans, and their sense of aesthetics is even more alien to us. The recipients of her lovingly prepared special meals cannot taste the care within and usually just freak out. Are we on the right track?
Not bad. You've uncovered Sigewin's secret and even guessed her intentions correctly as well. It's nice to know that her efforts have not gone unacknowledged. All right, now for my next question. There are also some hidden rules in the Pancration Ring, including the one that you're not allowed to support both sides of a fight. Why is that?
That hidden rule of the Pancration Ring is about how, people are not supposed to bet on both boxers at the same time. And if they do, they'll receive a package containing a strange, blood-colored liquid. People get scared when they see it because they've subconsciously begun to associate it with the missing boxer. But really, it's just a bottle of the latest yet-to-be-named and packaged new Fanta trial product. A blood-red drink. It's no wonder even Fanta's own staff were questioning the company's decision-making.
For real.
The company, facing backlash from its own staff, decided to try to trial the product on a smaller scale to see how it might be received by customers. They came to the fortress of Meropide and offered to sponsor the Pancration tournament so they could push their new product. But the Duke completely refused to even entertain the idea. The Duke, knowing how valuable coupons are in the fortress, knew that only total idiots who didn't understand their true value would bother buying a Fanta product here. And so, only those who proved their stupidity by being dumb enough to bet on 2 opposing sides of the same match were selected to receive the drinks.
I acknowledge the effort you've put into bringing the truth of this mystery to light. Although, based on your description, that Fanta promoter is a bit too careless with his words. I may just reconsider my collaboration with the company. All right, and here's the final question. What's the secret behind our head nurse and all of her patients in the infirmary?
We haven't collected enough info to answer that one.
Stop your cruel and pointless games, Wriothesley! You know that we haven't finished our investigation, so there's no way we can answer the last question. The thought of sparing Lynette and Fremine never even crossed your mind.
Linny?
You'll pay for this!
What do you want to be, a real criminal?
Ah!
He just got shot.
Linny, are you alright?
Oh, close one. I owe you, Sigewin. That was a fantastic shot.
It was nothing, Your Grace. Sigewin? Though this gun may look like a toy, it's actually fully functional, as I just demonstrated.
What does it do?
Sigewin... You...
Are you his accomplice in all this?
Not at all. I am merely a resident of the fortress, and thus protecting it is my duty. When Monsieur Nervulette asked me to come here, he told me that my job would be to take care of the well-being of everyone here. I am merely discharging my duties.
I guess.
But if you mean what you just said, then isn't Linny someone you should be looking after
Also
as
true.
well? Isn't he a resident here just like the rest of us?
If you're close with Nicolette, why not learn a thing or two about virtue from him?
But I really am just doing what Monsieur Nervulette told me to do. Everything I did, I've done to protect them. Had I not, they would be in far more dire straits right now. His Grace knows it too, right? Your Grace? Mind proving my innocence to them?
You're so
My dear
clueless.
Sigewin, whatever shall I do with you? Would it have killed you to just wait another minute or two?
Well, it's nearly time after all.
Time for what?
The way you do things can be truly frustrating sometimes, Your Grace. I figured I should try to talk some sense into you. What are you talking about? What time?
Yeah.
Take me if you want. Let them go.
How touching. Can you just give me one more minute? 2 more visitors will be arriving any time now. I'll go get a cup of tea. Miss Sigewinne, I leave Miss Lynette in your care.
What are you doing?
I think he's just trying to, like, provoke him. I don't think he's done anything bad. He's just making it seem that way, right?
Footsteps.
Who's coming in? The door suddenly opens. A familiar figure bursts into the room. Clorinde?
Please.
Ah, Miss Clorinde. My door.
Is that Fremine? He was lying on the ground.
Fremine. Fremine.
Is he okay?
What's going on? What is Clorinde doing here?
Did she save Fremine?
Work.
Okay.
I'm sorry about shooting you, Mr. Linney. The tranquilizing effect will begin to wear off soon. Please take it easy in the meantime, though.
What happened to Fremine? Wasn't he diving just outside of the fortress? Why is he looking like this?
Like what? The symptoms? It can't be! Can't be what? What symptoms? What do you mean?
A flushed face, an accelerated pulse. He must have consumed primordial seawater.
What did you say?
Please, make some space. I'll need to give Mr. Fremine a more thorough checkup. Your Grace, I'll leave the rest to you.
What do you mean?
I'll talk to Clorinde while you get Fremine to where he needs to be. Everything else can wait.
What do you mean? He consumed primordial seawater. Linney's expression looks disgusted. Disgusted? It seems like he'd rather not have Sigewinne touch Fremine. Still, he didn't stop her since it's obvious that Fremine does require urgent medical care. Sigewinne's examining Fremine carefully. She doesn't look too upset, which is a good sign. I hope Fremine will be okay.
How is he?
These symptoms are probably caused by an acute ingestion of a large amount of primordial seawater. Still, his condition is not critical.
I'm so confused.
Of course, it would be best if he stayed for further observation. Let's leave him here for now, and move him to the infirmary once he's recovered a bit more. Sorry. I am aware that the infirmary may not be your favorite place in the world at the moment. We do only have a single clinic in the fortress, however.
Why would he ingest a large amount of primordial seawater after leaving the fortress?
Exactly.
How could that possibly happen?
That's what I'm saying.
Please, look after Mr. Fremine for the moment. I'll go fetch some medicine and a respirator. Oh, I'll bring Miss Lynette back with me.
Where is she? How is she right now?
Oh, she just took a nap in an empty room after I tranquilized her. If my calculations are correct, she should also be waking up right around now. You might not believe me, but His Grace and I actually made some snacks and tea for her.
What? He's finally begun to stop tensing the muscles on his face. It seems that he trusts what Sigewinne just said. He also has trust issues, I guess. Now, Clorinde and Wriothesley, what's going on?
Your face? I thought I made good time on the way back.
Oh, I'm just admiring your punctuality. Had you arrived just a few minutes later, Sigewinne may have been forced to shoot Mr. Linney again. How's the situation out there?
The water has changed. It's pretty much as expected. The concentration of primordial seawater has increased significantly. I was only out there a short time, so it wasn't too bad. But if one were to stay for any significant amount of time, well, you can see how that boy's doing.
I thought just by like a drop of the primordial seawater, you would dissolve into water. Maybe that's, I don't know, maybe that's just when it's like 100% the seawater and not when it's like mixed in with normal seawater. I don't know.
Where was he when you found him?
The abandoned zone at the end of the pipes. A good distance into the water.
Closer than I thought. He must have recognized it early on and tried desperately to swim back.
Locking the door was necessary. I don't think we could have saved two.
Two?
Well, I did try to convince him that I had my reasons. Never seems to work, though.
It would probably work on Neuvillette. He has a knack for picking out who had good intentions, even when the outcomes were all terrible.
It's a bad sign if you're having to plead your case to Neuvillette.
What do you mean, save two?
Want some tea?
Not particularly. If you want to drink some that badly, just say so.
Fine, I'd like to get some tea. Want me to get you a cup too, since I've already made it?
Might as well then, I suppose. Actually, do you have a towel? I would like to dry my hair.
Linny, are you okay?
I'll be fine. They're all here now. Don't worry about me.
Are you
You're
sure?
cute when you're worried.
You don't look alright.
My hands and feet are still a bit weak, but that's probably just the residual effects of the tranquilizer shot.
I'm back, everyone.
Hi. Lynette, are you okay?
Lenny! Oh, Traveler, Paimon, you're here too.
Fermine.
Is he...
He's sick.
He'll be fine. But for now, please help me lift him up.
I'm glad to hear that he will be fine.
Give me a hand and help me get him to the infirmary.
Yeah, I'll take him from this side. Lynette? Together?
On it.
Traveler, you seem pretty worried about him. Want to come with us?
Yep, that was a great time to snoop around his office while he's gone. Never mind, he's right there.
Could I tempt you with some sugar for your tea?
No need.
Anyway. Bruh, I really thought he was a villain for a second. I was like, what? Who's the criminal now? But he was just talking bullcrap. Trying to get on Linny's bad side so he would talk. Which, I want to know why, but I guess he'll explain it to me in a sec. I'm guessing it might be because he wants to work together with the Knave to work on the Primordial Sea thing. Stuff, if you will.
The sea. There's something wrong with the seawater.
We know. Calm down. Sit down.
Shh, it's okay. We can talk about it after you've recovered.
No, listen to me. This is really serious. There's primordial seawater mixed into the regular seawater. I don't know why it's there, but no one should touch it.
Well, you touched it. Anyway, what happens after you stuck into the pipes?
Pipes.
Yeah, the pipes. Think, Fermine, think.
Right, the pipes. It's all coming back to me now.
Oh, am I gonna play as him? I am actually playing as him. Oh, he's dang it, what do you call this again? I forget. Anyway, it's a big sword. Excuse me, where the hell am I?
This is where the water starts. Okay. Master Child probably dived into the water. I'll go take a look as well. The vegetation here is a bit more sparse. These traces aren't natural. A person must have left them, and recently. I should be going in the right direction.
Okay.
There are traces here too. I need to keep going.
I did not see traces at all, but...
The traces are gone. But I don't see where he could have gone from here. Wait. What the... My heart is racing, and it's getting harder and harder to breathe. What's going on? No good. I have to get back. They still don't know anything about what's going on. If I turn back right now, I should still be able to make it.
And then Clarin saved them. Right? Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus, his health is going down. Please. Please. You got it.
I can't die here. This is bad. I'm feeling worse and worse, and I'm still underwater. I have to push on.
Come on. No! Oh, there was Clarin. Okay, thank God. How did she just arrive in a nick of time? That's crazy.
The trail you were following vanished, and you had no idea where Master Child could have gone. But there was also no obvious place for him to have disappeared to.
That's right.
I believe Miss Cloran will stay here as a guest for another few days, so there's no need to hurry.
A guest? Then I can assume Wriothesley was the one who invited her to come down here?
You should ask His Grace about that. He'll be able to explain better than me.
Got it. I'll go talk to him.
Yeah, it's about time he actually told us what's going on. Wanna come with us, Lenny?
I don't think he wants to.
No, please go on without me. I don't want to leave just yet.
Where's the worry?
The logical part of my brain is aware that we're safe right now, but I still can't bring myself to leave. Both of you are just in danger.
Understood. Then let's just sit together for a while.
In that case, I'll leave the infirmary to you. The Traveler and I are going to head out for now. As long as you stay in here, I don't think you'll be disturbed.
Thank you.
I take it Mr. Fremonet's condition has stabilized?
Yes.
Of course! I wouldn't have left the infirmary otherwise.
I've been expecting those two, but might I inquire as to the purpose of your visit, Miss Siegewien?
I wanted to check up on Miss Cloran. How are you feeling?
Mostly fine, I think.
If you don't mind, I'd like to perform another quick physical exam. It'll just take a few minutes.
All right. Thank you for looking out for me. I'll take my leave for now, then.
Well, want to explain yourself, Wriothesley?
Yeah, what the hell was that all about?
Of course, but I'm not partial to the word choice of explain. How about enlighten?
Please enlighten us then, as much as you like.
Where should I begin? How about you start by asking me any questions you have? You can start with whichever one you'd like to get answered the most.
Why do you always want me to ask questions? What's with this man?
Then Paimon will begin. Did you know about Lenny's goals from the very beginning?
No. I just knew they were Fatui operatives sent to the fortress by the Knave. As for their specific goals, I only figured those out as you made progress on your investigation.
You managed to monitor and stay ahead of them even though you didn't know what they were trying to do?
They came here with ulterior motives. I'm quite adept at discerning what that kind of behavior signals.
Why didn't you stop them?
Initially, I thought their goal was just to investigate Child's disappearance.
That was mine.
Linny suggested that I had deliberately let him escape, but in truth, I didn't really do anything special to help or hinder him while he was here. Everything he did, from finding helpers to leaving this place, he did on his own. Of course, it's inevitable that the Knave would make a big deal out of her fellow Harbinger's unexplained disappearance. I'm also quite curious about where that Harbinger went.
Me too.
So I figured I might as well let the Fatui do their own investigative work. All I care about is the answer.
So you were hoping Lenny's group would just do your work for you?
You make it sound like that's a bad thing. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. I assume that Fremonet has told you already, the ratio of primordial seawater around the fortress of Meripede is on the rise.
Yes, and why?
The Forbidden
Where's it
Zone
coming
has
from?
always been Linny's target, and you got roped into that investigation after running into him. I began to intervene out of concern for your safety, and also to prevent the fortress from becoming entangled in more irksome matters.
Why are you concerned about my safety?
Are the rumors true? That you're also a former criminal?
Now, why would you put it like that? Isn't staying here all day and serving as the manager of the fortress a kind of sentence unto itself? Another form of prison?
What?
I just happen to have some support from the rest of the inmates. That's all.
What?
Oh, right. Paimon wanted to ask, who invited Cloran down here?
Me, of course. I paid her good Mora to come down to the fortress for some field work. As a champion duelist, Miss Cloran could be considered to be an independent party. I needed to find an exceptionally capable person to help me get through the impending crisis.
And saving Fremonet was part of that crisis?
You can think of it like that, yes. Credit where credit is due, that boy is quite adept at diving. Had conditions not been as hostile as they were, he probably would have found the missing Harbinger already.
Yeah, so where is he though? Wait, so the Forbidden Zone really exists? What's inside of it?
That's not something you should be asking after.
Oh.
Neuvillette only asked you to investigate Child's whereabouts.
Sorry, I'm just curious.
All I need to prove to you is that the Forbidden Zone had nothing to do with the Harbinger's disappearance. That should be clear now that you've spoken to Fremonet.
But we've already uncovered that there's something wrong with the infirmary, and we've answered a bunch of questions that you threw at us. Isn't it about time that you answer our last question in return?
You make a compelling case. Do you really want to know the answer that badly?
Yes.
Yeah, Paimon really wants to know.
My curiosity is piqued.
Even if the truth may not be pleasant?
Yes.
Follow me.
Okay. Is there a hidden door here? I swear to God. Of course there is. Lovely.
There's a hidden door here? And a whole basement behind it? Huh. You're pretty good at hiding stuff, Wriothesley.
But not so good at hiding that you were a criminal once.
It seems you've forgotten just what kind of place the Fortress of Meripede is.
A fortress? A prison? What's down here? Is that an elevator?
Stand on the central plate.
I'm standing.
Wait, is there a secret mechanism or... Whoa!
Woohoo! Down we go! Once everyone has taken their positions in a circular place, they begin to move downwards.
So, this is the Forbidden Zone? Honestly, for a place so well hidden, Paimon sure doesn't see anything special.
And that is...
What a huge door!
There are 3 such isolation gates in total. Generally speaking, I'm the only one who's allowed to go inside. Hence the name Forbidden Zone.
Why are you the only one allowed inside?
Am I correct to assume you're going to run on back and tell your little Fatui friends everything?
No.
Well, Paimon wasn't thinking of keeping anything from them.
I was.
Well, I'd advise you wait until you've seen the whole truth of this place for yourself before deciding whether or not to tell them.
Oh, so you don't mind if I do? He's making it sound so ominous. What's behind this damn door? Huh. I'm hella scared.
So there's a switch on the side.
Stand back.
I'm standing back. There's like 3 doors. What?
Whoa.
A room.
They all just went up one by one.
What's that in the middle of the room?
Go on, have a look.
This is so ominous. What is there? I'm scared. Is it water? Perhaps? The room is really empty with nothing in here, which is quite strange on its own. There's also a device smack dab in the... What? In the middle of the room, which looks like some kind of massive sluice gate?
I've been interested in what lies beyond that gate ever since I assumed leadership of the Fortress of Meripede. Of course, it would be unwise to recklessly open it. But it'd also be risky and negligent to simply ignore any potential danger that could be behind it. The readings on that dashboard have not budged since the day when I first laid eyes on this place. But over the past year, the needle has crept upwards from its original position, likely because some parameter it's been tracking has changed, if only infinitesimally. Normally I would have ignored it, but I happened to have some free time when I noticed it, so I investigated. Any guesses what the reading could be tracking?
The temperature?
Very reasonable guesses. I've considered both of those as well. Unfortunately, our dashboard is tracking something less ordinary. Later on, a few more possibilities occurred to me, such as a potential connection with the primordial sea. I began to make a few preparations based on that hypothesis. Over the past few days, the needle has moved again. With that, and the symptoms that Fremine displayed after leaving the fortress, I can now confidently conclude that the readings represent the concentration of primordial seawater in the seawater nearby.
Okay.
The concentration of primordial seawater? But we're already under the sea!
Under the sea, da-da-da-da, under the sea, da-da-da-da.
And that is precisely the problem. We're at the bottom of the sea, and now we're surrounded by toxic seawater. Somehow, primordial seawater got mixed in, and the concentration is steadily rising.
Primordial seawater is continually leaking into the sea?
Yes, that's very likely.
But from where?
The two of us, not even Novelette knows where the primordial sea could be, much less where we could find and plug a leak. Oh. Oh!
Right there?
Seems like you've figured it out. I believe the primordial sea lies directly beneath this sluice gate. For some reason, the primordial seawater levels have risen significantly, and it's now very close to us.
But why?
The indicators are now red. Although the gate still stands, some primordial seawater has already leaked out and mixed into the sea around us.
Oh no, if that door, like, opens?
If this continues, soon it will no longer be able to hold back the primordial sea at all.
And if the gates fall, all of Fontaine will fall with it.
Yeah, you know what the legends say. If this place falls, then everyone in Fontaine will be turned into puddles in the span of a night.
Oh, now I get why you, yeah.
But that's just too weird! Why would the Fortress of Meropide be built right above a sluice gate for the Primordial Sea? Who built this place anyway?
Your expression tells me you think this might be part of a vast, complicated conspiracy.
Yes.
To be honest, you might find the actual answer may be exceedingly boring.
Oh.
It's just that the secret of the Forbidden Zone had been long forgotten by the nation before I rediscovered it with my research. There's no single founder of the Fortress of Meropide in any traditional sense. What we know about its history has been left to us by the people who used to live here. When the previous Hydro Archon, Egeria, ruled the land, all convicted criminals from Fontaine were exiled. The people drove the criminals away like a wolf pack chasing away the banished.
That sounds horrible.
The criminals received no sympathy of any kind from the people. They were exiled to the desolate seaside, where they experienced only pain, struggle, and the bone-chilling cold. Some of them began to repent, and prayed to the Hydro Archon, asking if there was still anything they could do. The Hydro Archon took pity on them, and said, "You may go guard my secret, deep underneath the waves." And so, leaning on the power of the Hydro Archon, they gathered underneath the sea and began to build a fortress. They became a community down there in the deeps, and over the years helped it to grow. As the number of exiles increased, more and more people joined the community. When the first group of exiles died, they left the yet unfinished fortress to their successors. The Hydro Archon continued to lend her support, allowing the fortress and what it stood for to continue growing ever larger. Before long, this dark underwater fortress became the Sinner's only home.
The Sinners?
And with that, the people here stopped referring to the fortress as a prison. They saw themselves as repenting sinners who would regain their freedom once they had sufficiently redeemed themselves. But as time went on, people also realized that the fortress was a lonely place. Once they had gotten used to life here, they could no longer feel comfortable living in the overworld. Once they had finished serving their sentences, some people left and some others chose to stay. They'd find some idle position and let their withered souls fade away with the ancient secrets of the past. After many, many centuries, few people still remember the reason for the fortress's founding. Now they just see it as an integral pillar of Fontainian society, as the place where criminals deserve to be sent. Now and again, researchers manage to break one law or another and live out their days in the fortress. I learned all this from an elderly historian. Everyone else just thought he'd made it all up.
But now you know every part of that history is true.
Indeed. It's just as the prophecy says. If this gate fails, then everyone will be dissolved into the sea.
Do you believe in prophecies?
To be frank, not really.
Not me neither.
But sadly, that hasn't stopped this prophecy from proving all too accurate.
Yeah.
Prophecies are troublesome things. Just hearing one will create the first wave of panic. Seeing signs of it will bring about the second, and actually witnessing it in real time, the third.
So, as the Duke of Meropide, just what do you plan to do about this?
Let's go somewhere else. I want to show you something.
Again?
This is it.
What is it? Oh, you guys.
Your Grace, perfect timing. The results from our last round of experiments have...
Wait, Jurier, he's not alone!
Huh? Lorvine and Jurier?
No need to panic, you two. I've already told them about our plan.
Well, not really.
What? After you warned us not to tell a single soul about any of this?
What can I say? I'm a trustworthy fellow.
I'm skeptical as well. Are you sure they are trustworthy?
Mm-hmm.
The results speak for themselves, don't they? These two may already know more than you could ever imagine.
All right then, if Your Grace insists.
They seem harmless enough, so I'll trust them for now.
Well, how about some reintroductions? This is Jurier, one of the highest-ranked researchers from the Fontaine Research Institute. He used to work under Edwin. I trust that you've heard of Edwin?
Ed who?
He's the one who blew the whole institute sky high. Everyone knew he was a bit crooked in the head, But you're not a local, so I guess it's possible for you not to have heard of him.
Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. I don't know.
Edwin's main areas of research were archaeum and gravimeters. As his assistant, Jurier is quite familiar with them as well. I hired him to be my technical consultant.
You want to blow up the fortress of Meripede?
Ah, what a lovely idea. I'm already imagining it in my head.
What the fuck?
Gotta admit, I'm tempted as well.
What? There's people that live here.
Guys, focus! Focus!
That taskmaster over there is Miss Lorvine, and is also one of my technical consultants. While Jurier used to be Edwin's assistant, she used to be Jurier's assistant.
Ooh, are they together?
Was that really necessary?
See, everyone keeps asking this question. Are you too sure you're not a couple and just using your work as a convenient cover?
Your Grace, I am not in a relationship with this man.
If I dated her, I'd officially be madder than Edwin.
Jeez, forget I said anything then.
He ships it as well.
Follow me.
He's thinking this is an enemies to lovers.
Whoa, there's another door that goes right up.
Your constant amazement makes it seem like the fortress can do anything.
Another door.
But Paimon really thinks everything's super cool.
No. What am I looking at? Is this just a normal room?
Well, let's spice it up a bit. And here you go.
What am I looking at right now? This is...
What a huge ship?
Are they building a ship for all the people in Fontaine?
This is also a production zone that Paimon's never seen before. What's going on?
How much do you know about Fontainian history?
Not much. This reminds me of the story. What is it called in English? The Ark of Noah? Noah? Is it Noah in English? I don't know. The guy that made the boat and took like animals and then a male and a female from each like race. And then the water rose and then he saved all these animals. And then when the water, like they found land again. And then it like, the world flourished again. I don't know the story that well, but something like that.
Well, then maybe you haven't heard the story of ancient Lemuria. To give you a quick rundown, Fontaine used to be ruled by the Lemurian dynasty.
Lemurian dynasty?
According to legend, the Lemurian king Remus came to this land after being inspired by divine revelation and found the seer Sibila, who had taken on the form of a golden bee.
What the fuck?
Taking the golden bee with him and riding on a huge ship, the Fortuna, he created his nation above the surging waves. He called his nation Lemuria, and used the Fortuna to incessantly search for new tribes and islands, calling on them to join his empire.
There's a ship in this story too?
Where there's water, there'll be ships. People believe that hope can always be found at the end of a voyage.
Do you believe that too?
To a point, I think. As you've already seen, I have a whole factory's worth of labor, materials, and technology at my disposal. Certainly can't hurt to give it a try. So the moment I began to speculate that the primordial sea might lie underneath the gate, I also began this project.
Were you inspired by the legendary Fortuna?
Maybe. Fontainians need something to hold on to cope with the impending disaster.
The music in the background right now is really like Harry Potter-like, if that makes sense. Can't you share your plan with everyone?
Were the workers to find out the truth behind this ship, riots would destroy the fortress faster than any catastrophe.
What? Why?
As the fortress's administrator, I'd never make such a reckless call. Alright, that's enough talking for now. I'll need another 3 cups of tea to soothe my throat. Do you have any other questions?
Is he addicted to tea?
Seems like you're good. Come on, I'll take you back.
Can I look at the ship a bit more? No, let me look at the ship a bit more. It looks so cool. How is he gonna get that up to the surface?
I'll leave you here for now.
Oh, thank you so much.
No worries. But don't forget, it's up to you whether or not you want to share what you just saw. What you do from here on out will likely affect those 3 as well.
It means that my actions now will decide the next steps Linny's group takes. In other words, if I want to tell Linny the truth, I must make him understand that we cannot afford excessive conflict right now.
Yeah, we'll put a lot of thought into it for sure.
Yep, we will.
Great. I look forward to what happens next.
Welcome back. Do you want a cup of tea?
You too?
How can you be so much like Wriothesley, always drinking tea?
So, Traveler, Paimon, were you able to learn anything from Wriothesley?
Yeah, he explained everything.
Very well. Then, would you mind checking your answers against my speculations?
You sound a lot more like yourself.
Yeah, I took the time to rest, so I'm feeling a lot more relaxed now.
Well, just you wait until I tell you what's going on.
I can't believe it.
The sea will engulf everyone. Just like the prophecy said.
Not if the ship works.
Could Wriothesley have wanted to meet Father to figure out a way to deal with this crisis? If you remember, I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her base of operations, and she truly wants to resolve the crisis.
Yeah, I know.
But how could Wriothesley have known that?
I feel like he knows everything.
Or perhaps he didn't know and just wanted to bring Father over to his side, which could be why he said he just wanted to negotiate.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
But why not just explain it?
I understand your concerns as well, Traveler. I'll figure out a way to pass this on to our father. No matter what, we're on your side. The two of you have already aided us far too much. We probably wouldn't be standing here right now if not for you. If you ever need anything else going forward, please come to the House of the Hearth at any time.
Damn.
Though you may not share the sentiment, after all that we've gone through together, the three of us basically see you as family now.
Stop.
You have my gratitude.
Welfare meals now being served in the coupon cafeteria.
Come on, let's go pick up ours as well. Traveler and Paimon, over here.
Hi, Siegewing.
Are you here for dinner too, Miss Siegewing? And I'm taking the opportunity to prepare Miss Cloran's dinner as well. Huh. You're right. She's actually sitting in the fortress cafeteria. What would you like to eat?
We can choose?
Yep, you can. I've already talked to our chef, Mr. Wolsey. It's all on me today, so you can get whatever you'd like.
Then I'll have the tastiest stuff you have to offer.
Me too! Don't forget Paimon! No problem. Just leave it to me.
Free dinners are absolute best.
Is this how it feels to be freeloaders? Wait a second, we did do plenty of work after all. Feeling full yet? How's the food? Delicious!
Exquisite, thank you.
I'm so glad to see you all so happy. Oh, see, the expression on your face just now? The muscle here just moved, which suggests that you're feeling quite relaxed at the moment. Siegewing, do you do this to help your patients or to better understand human beings? A bit of both, I suppose. I'm a Melazine, which means I'm very different from human beings. I must know what you're thinking if I want to take good care of you. I just asked His Grace to look out for those children, especially that diver boy. I was getting a bit worried after hearing that something was wrong with the water. Thankfully, Cloran is very strong and managed to save him in the nick of time. His Grace also sealed the pipes after Cloran left, to make sure that Linne wouldn't impulsively chase after his brother.
Aww.
Although the path was blocked, we still stationed some guards there to stop anyone from approaching. They were instructed to only open the door once Miss Cloran had returned. Oh, and I was keeping an eye on Mr. Linne as well. We had to press him, but we couldn't allow him to be in any real danger. You were all super considerate and really thought everything through.
Yeah.
It's just what we do down here at the fortress. At least this has been His Grace's style for as long as he's been the leader. Oh, I really wish Monsieur Nervula would come down here more often too. I feel like he'd like it here, with all the darkness and chaos.
You would like that? But that doesn't make sense at all. It's hard to imagine Livelet outside of his office, yeah.
Get a good night's rest, you two. You both worked very hard.
But I still haven't found my friend!
So we heard that Wriothesley invited you to come down to help, and you saved Fremine too! You sure work super fast!
Oh, it was child's play.
Are you trying to remind me of my friend?
Still, Paimon didn't know even champion duelists could take on side jobs. Oh, and why aren't you eating with Siegewin and the Duke? Won't you get bored eating by yourself?
Miss Siegewin was with you, and the Duke has business of his own.
Actually, didn't Navia say that you went out for dinner with her as well?
Yeah. First time in a long time.
First time in a long time? So you mean you've gone out to dinner with her in the past?
I mean, I'm pretty sure Corbin used to be a friend of the family or something, right?
In the past, yes. You seem to be enjoying yourselves here.
I mean, this is technically a work trip for us too.
Things will be getting messy at the fortress soon.
Oh.
Don't run around unnecessarily.
Okay. If this place bursts with the water, I'm gonna fucking cry, because I hate that.